Mass Effect Walkthrough Part 1. So for a really long time, I've been looking for another reason to play these games, and the Legendary Edition was close but not quite enough. And instead of spending money on a bunch of games that I already own, I decided I'm going to slap Mass Effect 1 with a 4K texture pack, although I'm only playing at 2K, so, not quite the fancy 4K videos you might find elsewhere. So this is still playing the original Mass Effect game on PC from 2007 with a texture pack that I downloaded off of Mod Nexus, and I'm going to be playing this particular game on the third hardest difficulty because this was back in the days when games wanted you to play them fully once before you could unlock the hardest difficulty, and I think for Mass Effect 1 you actually had to beat this game twice if you wanted to unlock Insanity. And we're going to be playing on whatever the third hardest is on a totally new and clean save file. And we're also going to go pure evil Shepard. I've only done Renegade once, and it was a lot of fun, so I want to see if it's as fun as it was the first time. We also have menus like this one. This is the talent menu, something that's pretty devoid in recent games. EA has forced BioWare to cut this out in Mass Effect 2 and 3. Is the conspiracy theory. I'm more inclined to believe that BioWare just decided to do away with it because 2007, that was when games really were still trying to be RPGs. And as time sort of became more modernized for games, they were really trying to make them more like interactive movies. And that's really what Mass Effect 2 and 3 feel like. They're still tons of fun, but you have so much more customizability in Mass Effect 1 than you do in 2 or 3. And that doesn't necessarily matter too much in 1 though. For the most part, we want to max out our weapons skill lines and then anything else that increases our damage. And if we want to be able to use those, what are they called, those dialogue options that Renegade or Paragon will let you activate, then you're going to want to max out your charm or intimidate, depending on whichever one you want to do. If you play the game multiple times, then you'll be able to max out everything on your skill tree, and if you 100% the game the first time, or you attempt to 100% it, and by that I just mean you do every single quest that you get your hands on, you'll most likely be able to get pretty dang close to filling out your skill tree anyway. There's 4 weapon types in this game. There's the assault rifle, shotgun, pistol, and sniper, and we also have space magic, which is called biotics. So I went with the class that is space magic and also specializes in shotguns and pistols. I thought that this would make the game a little bit harder on me, but I was actually wrong. I'd never played with pistols before, and it turns out pistols are semi-auto snipers that hardly overheat. They're strong as heck, so I don't know why I didn't try them out earlier. I thought shotguns would be the strong one, but no, they're actually kind of weak. So throughout the game, we're going to have random enemies that we haven't really seen yet, and also a lot of little chests, basically, that have items inside and metagel. Metagel is how we're going to heal ourselves. We have all of our health in the bottom left corner along with our party. On PC, you can use the arrow keys to command where your party should go. But being a game from 2007, the characters in this game are just pretty stupid in general. The AI from enemy to your teammates are going to do stupid decisions from beginning to end, and they're mostly going to be there for moral support and not a whole lot else. Being a story-driven game, Mass Effect is extraordinarily cutscene heavy. So I'm going to be doing my best to commentate over the action parts of the parts where we're actually playing, and going to try to shut up during the parts where there's a lot of talking. We run into our first enemies with these Geth Recon drones, and Kaidan did most of the work against them. Once those are dead and you shoot these little flying potato things, you can investigate the body of your dead friend. You're going to level up pretty frequently at the start. You're going to start off by getting 3 skill points, and then you'll get 2, and then eventually you'll only get 1. I was kind of making a mistake here going for Vanguard. I should have been going for pistols. Like I said, you want to max out your weapons skill lines first, and then go after whatever else you want after that. Usually, like, intimidate is maybe number 1, or charm, and then weapons should be the second one that you do. I was also trying to remind myself how to play this game by looking through the controls menu, but it does create a nice little stall tactic for me, just so I can talk a little bit. If you hold the space bar on PC, we can open up this menu and we can set some hotkeys so we can have some quick actions for the skills to use later.
Rip right through his shields. We're out of chance.
Leave him. We need to finish the mission.
Aye, aye, sir.
And then one word of warning, as much as I wanted to do pure evil Shepard in Mass Effect 1, the way that this game is set up is that sometimes you don't want to choose the evil option because you want to continue that quest. And this problem is largely eradicated in Mass Effect 2 and 3, so my 2 and 3 walkthroughs, when I get to them eventually, will have pure evil Shepard. In this one, he'll be mostly evil, except a few times where I think it's more evil not to, you know, to maybe do the right thing in a certain sense. I'm gonna record mostly just the main quest in this game. There's a ton of side quests. They're all exactly the same. They're kind of hard to keep track of, so I don't really have an interest in doing that. I don't really have the patience. So I think for the most part, people are going to be able to figure them out on their own just fine. But just for the main quest, I wanted to maybe upload some videos. And at this stage, I think it'll be pretty hard pressed to find anyone who can't figure this kind of game out today. But it's a fun game to record. It's a fun game to play. I've never recorded it before, so I think it'll be a cool adventure to do. And once we defeat this enemy, there's going to be a pretty long string of cutscenes with a little bit of combat, so I'm going to stop talking for the rest of the video, and I will continue on in part 2.
Lost shields! Perimeter secured.
Thanks for your help, Commander. I didn't think I was gonna make it. Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams of the 212. You the one in charge here, sir?
I need a status report, now.
Oh, man. We were patrolling the perimeter when the attack hit. We tried to get off a distress call, but they cut off our communications. I've been fighting for my life ever since.
Where's the rest of your squad?
We tried to double back to the beacon, but we walked into an ambush. I don't think any of the others... I think I'm the only one left.
You just left the rest of your unit behind to die?
We held our position as long as we could. The Geth overwhelmed us.
The Geth haven't been seen outside the Veil in nearly 200 years. Why are they here now?
They must have come for the beacon. The dig site is close, just over that rise. It might still be there.
Lieutenant Alenko and I will take care of this.
Let me come with you, sir. The Geth slaughtered my unit. Give me a chance to get even.
She knows the area, Commander, and we could use the extra firepower.
Just don't forget who's in charge.
Understood, Commander. You give the orders and I'll follow them.
What else do you know about the Geth?
Just what I remember from history class back in school. They're synthetics, non-organic life forms with limited AI programming, created by the Quarians a few centuries ago. They were supposed to be a source of cheap labor, but ended up turning on the Quarians and drove them into exile. Well, after that, they just kind of disappeared behind the Perseus Veil. Nobody's really heard much from them since.
Tell me everything you know about the beacon.
They were doing some digging out here to extend the monorail and expand the colony. A few weeks ago, they unearthed some Prothean ruins, and the beacon. Suddenly, every scientific expert in the colony was interested. That's when they brought us in to secure the site. I don't know much about the beacon itself, But I heard one of the researchers say this could be the biggest scientific discovery of the century.
What happened to the researchers at the dig site?
I don't know. They set up camp near the beacon. The 232 was with them. Maybe their unit fared better than mine.
Describe what happened leading up to the attack.
We were sent out a couple of nights ago from the main colony to secure the area. Seemed like a routine patrol, until the Geth hit us. We never knew they were coming.
What happened to the researchers at the dig site?
I don't know. They set up camp near the beacon. The 232 was with them. Maybe their unit fared better than mine.
Have you seen a Turian Spectre around here?
There aren't any Turians on Eden Prime. None that I've ever met. Not sure I'd be able to tell if one was a Spectre anyway.
If you saw this guy, you'd know. Carries enough firepower to wipe out a whole platoon. Luckily, he's on our side.
Sorry. Like I said, no Turians.
Move out.
The beacon's at the far end of this trench. Enemy contact! Clear. This is the dig site. The beacon was right here. It must have been moved.
By who? Our side or the Geth?
Hard to say. Maybe we'll know more after we check out the research camp.
Let's get moving. Williams, where's the camp?
It's just on the top of this ridge, up the ramps.
Change of plans, Shepard. There's a small spaceport up ahead. I want to check it out. I'll wait for you there.